Yes, people, welcome back to Team Talk TV podcast, episode 58, I believe. It's another packed podcast, 6 of us, or 5 of us even, talking about Liverpool against West Brom, Arsenal, Chelsea, Leicester v Man United, and we'll come to other things as well. Coach, before I mention all the other guests, just want to give a quick shout out to your book. Anything you want to say quickly?
Yes. Big up everyone for purchasing it. Yeah, I've been getting some good feedback on it as well. So big up to everyone for purchasing it. And another thing, big up to a small startup company, Beebs and Dells, for getting my hoodie sorted out, my Parks Academy hoodie sorted out. So thank you for that. And go check them out on Instagram, Beebs and Dells. Cool.
Yeah, we'll share the link in the description, obviously your book and their Instagram page. So we've got Ibs on the show. Welcome back, Ibs. How you doing?
Oh, now Ibs is back.
You're on mute, bro. But good to have you back. And Nessie, my favorite Arsenal fan from last week, he's on the show as well.
Come on, bro.
Don't gas him, man. Don't gas him.
Still stop hating. Just
don't gas him, Shahab.
You get their hate in the comments, G, and they're not feeling your boxing analysis from that day. Stop hating, G. You get me? Come on, the realest, most consistent, not gassed. Get me? Feet on the floor, Arsenal fan. There is, bro.
Yeah. And lastly, we've got Stelios. Great to have you, man. Been a long time.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute, but I'm here, man. Live after the defeat, but we'll get on to that.
Yeah. We'll come on to Chelsea later on, but before we do, we'll talk about Liverpool 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, me being a Liverpool fan, just really frustrated and annoyed at the performance. It's another game where Liverpool have dropped points against the bottom 6. That's 3 in the last 6 games. Liverpool led Sadio Mane, also outstanding goal. The touch, the finish, and then Semi Ajayi in the last 10 minutes. Probably deservedly got West Brom back level. Just really frustrating. An opportunity for Liverpool to go clear. We'll come on to Leicester v Manchester United. That was the early kickoff. That was 2-2. Manchester City also won their game. And just a really opportunity for Liverpool to go clear, but they didn't. They're still 3 points clear on top of the table, but they didn't do it today. Boys, what are you thinking? Liverpool, West Brom, Sam Allardyce tactics. First half, very jab. Second half, probably did enough to get the point. What are we saying, boys?
I felt that Liverpool controlled the game, but then they took their foot off the gas come second half. It's like a game that they could have easily won 2 or 3-0, but they didn't. It's just one of those games, we all know what Sam's going to do. He just wants to stay in the game for as long as possible. If it's 1-0 and he's getting there with like 10 minutes left, he's happy in it. So it was a performance that he'll be happy with to go home with. Liverpool will probably be a bit disappointed. It's a game they should have won. As you said, they would have stretched their lead to like 5 points, but it probably just wasn't the best performance. But it's still top of the table, didn't lose, still got the unbeaten record. I think it's 3 years now. Liverpool lost at home. So
coming close to 4.
It's a good record to have. Could have lost, so
Indeed.
Yeah, I think the first half Liverpool controlled the game. I think we'll come on to Sam Allardyce's tactics and whatever. I think in the first half he let Liverpool have everything, and they stopped the crosses going in. The first 15 minutes, Liverpool's intensity and the way they played was at a top level. And as you said, it was maybe on another day, maybe 2-3-0. But the second half, they completely dropped off. I'm not sure why. Curtis Jones, who's a fantastic player, experience for him because he gave the ball away. And the young lad as well, Reece Williams, who had a tough time when Matip went off. And then they got the equaliser. But I think West Brom did well. They did well to get the goal in the end. They played a bit of football. Carlin Grant had the chance before that. And they got the point. Is Liverpool, a bit of a reality check? They're not too safe in the table like they were last year. Do you think Liverpool just need to take it easy? Don't get too comfortable. Coach, I saw you put something on the Instagram story last week. Do you think that is the case for Liverpool at the moment?
I think it's just a little blip today. Like I think even the whole league, was just thinking that it'd just be an easy 3 points. It creeps up into they're humans, they're not robots, so it creeps up into their heads as well. They're allowed a dip. I mean, the form that they've been in the last couple of years, we're just hoping for a title race this year. We're just hoping for it to be a bit tighter, not just Man City chasing them and other teams. So I think the whole league was just happy West Brom got that goal to be fair, just to keep people in it and whatnot. Obviously, unless you support Arsenal, then you got to look at obviously West Brom scoring and that. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You didn't want West Brom to score and that because you're in the relegation battle and whatnot, like Sam Allardyce said. But on a whole, Liverpool, I just see it as a blip. I didn't see like a poor performance. Like me, Curtis Jones, I like Curtis Jones. I think he's a good player. I think these players are going to learn a lot while they're getting these minutes that they wouldn't usually get. So I like Curtis Jones. Yeah, he fell asleep and whatnot, but that's a part of his development. And he's going to realize that at this level, when you sleep, you know, it's costly at the end of the day. So he'll learn from it. I think Liverpool is just a blip and they just kind of move on.
Well, yeah, I do agree what you're saying as well, Coach. I think it's a bit strange this season, Liverpool. I think there were times last season when they were winning 1-0 and 2-1 and they just saw it out. I heard Andy Robertson talk after the game. He was saying, yeah, at 1-0, 25 minutes to go, make sure you keep that lead. They made a mistake. I think Robertson miskicked something and then for one of the corners, and then Fabinho headed it out, and then they gave away another corner, which West Brom scored from. So I can see where Andy Robertson's coming from in that aspect. And what do you think is really the main cause into why teams, you know, are dropping so many points this season? Liverpool have drawn 5 times this season. Yes, they're 3 points clear, and yes, everyone else has drawn points. What do you think is the main reason, Stelios, on this?
I just think the quality of the Premier League's improved. I think there's a lot more clued up, savvy managers. There's a lot more stronger squads, and it's a much more competitive league, and you can see it by the table. The point difference is from first down to, I'd say, even 10th. The gap's not that big between the teams. Like, you know, every week one team's going from 8th to 4th, from 4th to 2nd. It's such a competitive league this year. Even in the lower half of the table, you've got such strong teams. It's, bar maybe 1 or 2 teams, it's very hard to call who's even going to go down this year. So I think from top to bottom, it's a stronger league. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it this season.
Yeah, I think also the quick turnaround as well and whatnot. Like a lot of people, you've had your month and a half or whatever it is, sort of pre-season, but it's not pre-season. You're straight into the intensity of the league, so you ain't really got time to gel your squad or new players or this or that. You got to go straight into it. So I think the league will start settling down now, getting into the new year, because everyone's got everything out their system now, the squads and stuff like that. And so I think the quick turnaround has also helped certain teams and hindered other teams, to be fair. So we'll see how it goes in 2021. But yeah, that's how I see it.
Really interesting season so far. And yeah, as I was saying, Liverpool 3 points clear by this the end of this match week. A game again tomorrow. I mean, believe it or not, Chelsea v Aston Villa and Everton v Man City. So the games are coming thick and fast. We've got 2 more game weeks until obviously 8 days, which is the last one, Southampton v Liverpool.
What did Chelsea just play yesterday?
Yeah, you know, we played yesterday and we got to play again on Monday, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
48 hours.
You know what I'm saying? With a packed, the season's already been like condensed, but now this Christmas period, you're gonna really see, like, I think a lot of injuries, man. Like,
you know, is why I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that we've done the games like this because, you know, normally the Premier League, they will do games like this based on also about policing. I know it's off the subject, but based on how policing is for different stadiums and whatnot, they will put the fixtures at unsuitable times and days. So we're looking at it as, we're just looking at the players, but a lot of things go into organising a match. Whereas there's no fans, I don't get why, like, you can't just give a team the extra day. It's not like you got to sort out police and fans and this and that. It's empty stadiums. So I don't get.
That's why Arsenal and Tottenham never play at home on the same day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They never play at home on the same day.
You'll never get City, United, Arsenal, Tottenham playing.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm surprised why the teams can't just get an extra day. I don't really get it. But.
Yeah, no, I'm actually with you there, Coach, as well. The Premier League and the broadcasters both together. Yeah, you know, we could go on to it. Obviously, I know a few weeks ago we were talking about Klopp's issue there, but yeah, no, I hear that. And lastly, before I wrap up this Liverpool v West Brom game, does anyone reckon Sam Allardyce will keep West Brom up?
No, I got answer this. I think he will. Obviously, he's got a track record, but that side, I think the West Brom side is actually a good team. They've got a good side, and I mean, the game today was representative of that. I think they stayed in the game for as long as possible. I think that early goal, Mane, that was Mane quality. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like they got opened up. It was Mane quality, a great ball from Matip, and he took the goal well. But if you notice, in the first half, it was pretty much 11 men behind the ball. Second half, they they kept 2 up top at all times. I think it was Robinson and Grant at first. When Grant came off and Robinson came off, I think Pereira came on, or the Brazilian guy, he came on. And then they put the Diangana up top. And that's the reason why they got back into the game. Obviously, they had the chance with Grant. I think Reece Williams? I'm not sure. Your new centre-back. Yeah, he's not it. He's not it. He's not it.
He's not it for what I've seen.
No, he's not it.
19-year-old.
But in terms of West Brom, listen, they're only 9 points behind Arsenal. So that relegation fight is big. Like, and Arsenal got Brighton next, so someone's got to take points off each other. And then after that, West Brom's got Arsenal. So that relegation battle down there is no joke.
Come on, guys, someone give him some laugh out loud or something.
You know what?
Reaction, man. Look,
I'm looking at the table. And I'm seeing 9 points.
But
He's
anyway,
only
back to
9 points.
the question directly, Shahab. If anyone can keep up West Brom,
you'll keep them up.
If anyone can keep up West Brom, it's Sam Allardyce. Big Sam, get me? Big Sam Allardyce. How many times has he done this before? You get me? He's the English Jose Mourinho. Same type of manager, negative, anti-football, park the bus, wait for a lucky chance and get it up. You get me? So I reckon, yeah, based off of the history, I'll put my money on Sam keeping on. It's a big ask looking at the table. Like, you get me? I think if he does this will be his greatest Houdini escape that he's done in comparison to the others, boy.
Well, listen, I did banter about 9 points behind Arsenal, but Burnley's on 13 and they're on 8. So it's not far-fetched for West Brom to get out of that relegation zone.
I think this is Burnley's last season, man.
Oh, Burnley, yeah.
I think they're done out here now.
Like, finally, get them out, man. They've overstayed their welcome, man. Get them out of here, man.
Literally,
disgusting club.
I just don't enjoy watching it at all. No one in watching Burnley, but yeah.
Well, Burnley hard done by today against Leeds. They lost by 1-0. But yeah, that's it. The Liverpool recap. Twice, coach, you've mentioned about Arsenal being in the relegation battle, but we'll come on to their game against Chelsea after they beat Chelsea by 3-1. Goals from Lacazette, Granit Xhaka, wow, and Saka. And they won the game by 3-1. Nesco and Ibs, both Arsenal boys.
Yep.
Nessie, I know last week, you had a big rant. You wanted something. I know you lost in the midweek in the cup before that, but you came here, London derby, and you won the game by 3-1. So you two boys, how are you feeling? Arsenal?
Obviously, yeah, man. For the first time in a long time, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the weekend wasn't completely ruined. It was good to remember what a win feels like again. Do you see what I'm saying? But obviously, feet still on the floor. I don't know, just the cynic in me enjoys the win, but I look at things like, the Mason Mount free kick, if that went in, is it a different game? I look at the fact that we scored from 2 set pieces and then a dodgy goal. Did he mean it? Did he not? Like, I don't know. But overall, you can't complain. Anytime you beat one of the top 6 and in the way that we beat them, like, they can't have any excuses. I felt like we dominated the game. I felt like we were the better team. I was very happy that Mikel obviously went with the youth in terms of the Smith Rose, obviously Martinelli. But then again, the cynic in me is that, is he forced, like with the Smith Rowe especially, was he forced to bring that in? You see what I'm saying? Like, George last week was saying, who can he bring in? We've finally seen Pablo Mari. I don't want to see David Luiz again. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see, and I'm not saying Pablo Mari's the savior. Let's see, like, Pablo Mari and Gabriel, like, let's see their partnership. Let's see if we can form something.
2 left footers, you can't have that.
Well, we can't have two junk centre backs either. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we're not playing a 2, we're playing a 3. Is it not holding? So it's holding I don't know, get it right. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, like, try different things. Like, we're in a new era now where it's not all about playing players on merit and seniority, this and that. This guy has to save his job. So I think he's been forced into a situation where it's like, you know what? Yeah, you man are this, captain, experience, blah, blah, blah. But I've got to try some other things now. I need to save my job. This isn't working, innit? Obviously, injuries has helped play a part in that, him throwing in the youth. Shout out to his boy, Granit Xhaka. That was a good game. But again, some of these players that had good games yesterday, Xhaka, Bellerin, I don't want to start hearing people telling me I told you so, because this is what these guys do. They'll have one good game and then 4 crap games. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So feet still planted firmly on the floor. Great victory, as I said. Yeah, let's see where we go from here. I think in the topic it was, can we put on a winning streak after this? I would say recent evidence suggests no. Now, what I mean by that is, are we just going to go on like a 5-6 game winning streak? I'm not sure. With the games that we've got, we should do. But if you look at the recent evidence, and I'm talking about from before, from when Wenger was still here, it's been a long time before that, since I remember there was a time we had like a 13-game win streak under Wenger. Then after that, we didn't have one of those long win streaks like what United had, for example, with Oli. So I think, yeah, maybe we might not lose, but I'm sure knowing Arsenal, there'll be a couple draws in there, innit? So let's see how it goes. You get me? Positive. Obviously, the season in terms of the league is done. Let's see if we get a cup run. Let's see if we finish in a respectable position in the league. But obviously, the league you're just watching, I don't know. We're not going to get top 4. We're not going to get top 6, in my opinion. So yeah, let's just see if we can finish top half and hope for a cup run somewhere.
Just quickly before Ibs goes, I will say what Nacy said is correct in terms of the run, because if they don't get 3 points against Brighton, the Chelsea victory is pointless. Basically, you got to follow it up with a victory against Brighton, not a draw. You need a victory against Brighton to solidify that win against Chelsea, because all that good work that they've done against Chelsea, to just go and draw or lose to Brighton, it just negates everything that's happened in the match. But yeah, go on, Ibs.
If I'm honest, just to counter on your point there, it would be very Arsenal-like to do that, though. Be very Arsenal-like now to go get a draw against Burnley and then lose to West Brom.
Brighton.
Sorry, to Brighton and then lose to West Brom. So for me, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because Arsenal can dig out them victories. Someone said earlier in the chat, I was in, Oli and Lampard and Arteta can always pull out one when they need a victory, and they can. Anyway, based on yesterday, I thought the performance was good. I thought it's Arsenal's best performance this season, personally, over the Fulham one. I thought they moved the ball well. He trusted the youth. And I think he wasn't forced to play Smith Rowe. Personally, I feel like he knows he has to play Smith Rowe right now, because there's no one who will take the ball on the half turn in that team. I'm sorry. There's no one who will take the ball on the half turn. And someone might look at me and say that's stupid, but someone who's
that's the same thing, bro. I'm just saying. He wasn't forced. He has to.
Someone who's in a 10 needs to be able to play on the half turn. He can do that. I'm not saying he's the end product, but no one's had that. Because if Willian had played yesterday, Arsenal would not have been as fluid as they were yesterday. Even then, he moved out wide to allow Martinelli to go through the middle. He allowed Saka to go in. It's just fluidity. And because Arsenal have been so basic and so rigid, you're just going to get the same performance week in, week out. I thought the performance was great. I thought the front four were good, even Laka. And my thing is, I wouldn't change a winning team for the next game. So that means Aubameyang doesn't start. I know people might scream, but I don't think he should start. I think we should go with the same team, because Laka brought those kids in really well when he holds the ball up. I know he loves to twerk and defenders and all that stuff, but I thought he did quite well yesterday, personally. Xhaka and Onini stink out the place every week, but they did play well. And I'm a Xhaka fan, but I know Xhaka can have 4 bad performances now. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's true for whatever. I just think he's the best centre mid we have after Partey, who can move the ball well. That's it.
Partner with who?
Huh?
To partner with who?
Partey.
No, I'm talking about like Partey's injured now. I'm talking about
it would just have to be El Neni and Xhaka to stink out the Emirates until Partey.
Did Willock start?
And I'm glad he didn't. It's about time people realise that this kid is rubbish. Like, he's good. He's just not good enough. But anyway, I thought it was a good performance, and it's something to build on. We should beat Brighton. I'm going to be honest, we should. We should also beat West Brom. We can get on a run now. I look in our fixtures, we should go on a run. Our next hard game, personally, is United game, which is mid-Jan. I think we need to go on a run now, including the FA Cup game against Newcastle, build up points and see where we are then. But I'm happy with the performance, but I'm going to take it game by game. Just game by game. I'm happy for Arteta personally. And as long as he can weed out the crap, the Luiz, the Williams, they've got to be found out. They've just got to be moved on. Like, you just
But
can't
trust
keep
the
playing.
process.
Louise cannot keep coming back and playing. William can't keep playing. You can't keep going with Willock and Eddie. Just play what you have until
So you make a fantastic point. So if now all these players come back fit and Arteta, decides to start putting them back in over the kids and whatnot, what's your stance then?
Me personally, I won't be happy. Because Saka, Martinelli, and Smith Rowe have done more for me in that 90 minutes than William's done in the last 11 games.
Cool.
No, even Pepe, even Oba to an extent, they've not performed. And that's why I wouldn't play Aubameyang in the week. I would play Lacazette. Because as much as we like to dish out on Lacazette, he does work hard for this team. Yeah. So for me, I would personally go with the same team. But if he starts bringing him back in, it's what you said. Players can't play on merit. You've got to perform week in, week out. Martinelli, what he's done in the last hour or 90 minutes of game time he's had, has done more for me than what Pepe and William have done all season.
But what about your balance sheet, though?
Balance sheet. I don't care.
Don't fall for it. Don't.
Listen. I'm literally listen. No, because Nacy just said.
But balance sheet. I don't care. If Martinelli and Smith Rowe now put out performances, play them week in, week out.
What I'm saying, I get that. What I'm saying is that what Nacy said in terms of everybody comes back fit, Pepe, Willian, Aubameyang, they're all on big money. Do you drop them?
How does the balance sheet? Yeah, but they're going to be on big money.
I think in that four, Aubameyang can play with those kids 100%. But for now, he shouldn't start. Lacazette should start next game. But Willian shouldn't come back in just because. Neither should play. They should work for it.
It's true.
There you go. Bottom line. Balance sheet or not, we can't talk about balance sheets because we're playing a player 350k that's in Turkey smoking shisha right now. So the balance sheet thing is not even relevant. One thing I would like to add to that, like I've said many times, like a lot of times we dish the squad and this and that, yeah, but we've seen over the years, we've seen the Leicester example. I think if you have just 2 or 3 players, in a team that have energy, that have electric, like you get me, like intensity, purpose and desire, it makes a huge difference. We've seen it at Leicester with Vardy and Mahrez. We're seeing it now with Spurs with Son and Kane. Yes, Spurs have got a good overall structure, but I think if you take Son and Kane out of that team, some of the victories they've got on this recent, they're not going to have them. Simple. 2, 3 players in a team with purpose. And yesterday, I dig out Tierney, Saka, and Martinelli. The other guys had good performances, but those 3, take out those 3 yesterday, we'll probably lose 4-0.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'll wrap that up. Me personally, I thought it was really exciting to see Smith Rowe and Martinelli play again. I know we saw Martinelli last time against Chelsea score, and I saw him score twice against Liverpool in the League Cup game. But yeah, them 2 really exciting and just a well-needed win. And yeah, I can understand you guys being level-headed, but I agree with Coach. You need to follow up with at least a win from Brighton or West Brom, if not both. So yeah, that's all really on Arsenal. But we do have a Chelsea fan here, Stelios. I know that was a long 10 minutes for you to listen to because I know Chelsea, another disappointing defeat, 3-4. Well, the question that was given on the agenda is Frank Lampard doing enough with this squad? Currently, he's 7 points behind the league leaders, Liverpool. He had a decent run of form where he was beating the likes of Burnley, Sheffield United, Leeds. But since then, 2 decent sides and Everton, Wolves, they lost to Arsenal as well yesterday. What are you thinking about Chelsea? What do you think about Frank Lampard and his side so far?
To answer your question, he's not, but it's not entirely. There's been things that have happened and impacted the results, like the Ziyech injury for me. I think if you notice, the minute Ziyech got injured and came out of the team, the results started to go south. And that's because we haven't had the creativity to create chances in games. And chances is what wins us games at the end of the day. But yeah, to answer your question, overall, I don't think we are doing good enough. I made a brave prediction in the sense that I thought Chelsea's going to win the league this year with the signing of Mendy. Now, that was based on 2 things. One, Chelsea having the best squad, in my opinion, with the new signings. And secondly, I didn't feel like the other teams were going to perform to the level that they did last season, which was going to allow us the room for us to push on and win the league. Now, I think one of the two has happened. If you look at the results, look at West Brom today, look at Aston Villa against Liverpool, look at West Brom against City, you know, those two teams are dropping points. You know, we've had ample opportunity. If we had won our games, the games that we were meant to win, we would be top of the league right now. And that's the reason why I feel like Lampard is not doing good enough, because he's let himself down. You know, there's been opportunities for him to really take this season by the scruff of the neck. And
Let me ask you something, Daniel. Sorry. I think you made a lot of signings, obviously, Werner, Havertz, Thiago Silva. I think right now Lampard is really struggling to get the best out of them. He's playing Werner out wide, which doesn't make sense to me. I can understand if you say to me he's still getting the chance to score goals. Werner's not been firing, only 4 goals in the league this season. Havertz, for example, I know he's not played each week, but when he has played him, he's been playing him more in a wide role. But we all know his best positions either behind the striker or more of like a number 8 kind of role, or even like a false 9 where he played up by Leverkusen. Lampard's not done that. And I understand you saying Ziyech has been injured, and I think that's a massive miss, by the way. The clear quality of him, and then Pulisic at the other side, you can see how much Chelsea are missing them. So why do you think Lampard is not getting the best out of them two? Because obviously I just mentioned 2 reasons where they play.
Of course.
Where's it all going wrong?
Okay, so I said something in the group yesterday. Now, this is not to take away from the player, because I like the player, but I said in the group yesterday that I think that Lampard's trust in Mason Mount will ultimately cost him results and possibly his job. His job. Because the reason why I say that is
overrated.
Don't get me wrong, I like Mason Mount. I think he offers a lot, but should he be the first name on the team sheet? The answer is no. And I think with Lampard making him the first name on the team sheet, what he's doing now is every tactic that he puts together, every system that he creates, it's based on Mason Mount playing. And what that does, it works in his detriment, because other teams, one, is predictable. They can anticipate it and set up to take advantage. Secondly, what you're doing is you're not playing to our best players' strengths. Timo Werner has been forced to play out wide. Havertz has been forced to give up the number 10 position, or the key 8 position, so that Mason Mount can play there. You know, like, I think that a lot of the decisions Lampard's making are not adding up. They're not adding up, and I think that a lot of it is based on his trust for Mason Mount, and that's the reason why Mason Mount's starting pretty much every single game we have, and every system we have is based around him in playing.
But he's a top player, Stelios. I think
a top player.
Yeah, why? He's not a good player.
No, he's a good player.
He's a good player, but he's not the number 1 team on the team sheet. Like,
I hate that. I hate that, Stelios. But I think he's obviously played with Lampard before at Derby last season.
Doesn't matter.
He played a lot of games, and also the crucial goal against Wolves in the final day, if I remember correctly. So he's reliable in that aspect, Stelios.
Yes, he offers. Don't get me wrong, he offers a lot. But I'm not saying he doesn't offer a lot. But what I'm saying is to base every system and formation around him is the wrong decision. So
what should be the formation then, Stelios?
Like, for me, in our next game, based on what happened yesterday, I would say I'd go with the same goalkeeper, same back four. I'd say Chilwell shouldn't have started against Arsenal personally. I think it was too quick to bring him back from that injury. I didn't think I was going to see him play. I think he should have trusted Emerson. And I think that Arsenal gave us a real tough time yesterday in wide areas with Martinelli, Saka. They stretched us so much. The fullbacks, Bellerin and Tierney, stretched us so much. And I think that was ultimately down to Reece James and Chilwell not being 100% fit. But I would ultimately go with similar back four, maybe change the fullbacks if needed. I would go with Kante and Mount in a deep position. Mount / Kovacic, it doesn't matter to me. Havertz in the 10, Hudson-Odoi on the right, Pulisic on the left, Werner down the middle, up top. Now, everyone's going to tell me, yeah, Tammy Abraham scored yesterday, or Giroud. Okay. The way I see it, Timo Werner has been asked to play on the left-hand side, play out wide, yeah? And people are complaining that he's not scoring. Yesterday, I don't think he should have come off. I think if you're going to take anyone off, we should have taken off Tammy, because even though he didn't score, he looks threatening still. And that's what Timo offers, in my opinion. I think that he constantly looks threatening anytime he plays. At any moment, he could just have a burst of pace, create a chance, and we score. He's done it week in, week out for the last few games where he's either created a chance or scored the odd goal.
But the thing is, Stelios, I hear what you're saying, but I think right now, your most reliable goal scorer is Giroud. I think, personally. Now, I know Timo Werner eventually will just start to bury those goals. I think a lot of these chances you see in the Bundesliga, he was putting them away. And sometimes you're going to have that bit of form where the goals are not going in. When you score one, you start to score 3 or 4 afterwards. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Do you think Lampard's under pressure to get at least 4 out of 6 points against Villa? And
he needs the results. He needs the results. I think he's been set up in a sense. Like I said, the Ziyech injury was massive in a sense that we haven't got the chance creation that we had when he was playing. Now, Havertz has kind of let us down in a sense that everyone expected him to be, to come in and offer another attacking threat, whether it's going for goal or creating chances. He hasn't hit the ground running. He's been playing out of position, etc. So I think Lampard has to do more to try and get the best out of him. Timo Werner, he's got the pace to outpace, I'd say, 90% of the centre-backs in the Premier League. We've lacked pace in the last few performances, but we've got pace on the side. Callum Hudson-Odoi, when he came on yesterday, he made such a huge difference. He's getting the ball into the box, crossing, etc. What he was crossing for what I call a flimsy striker. Unfortunately, Tammy Abraham is 6'4" and cannot head the ball. It's disappointing. It is so disappointing, bro. Like, if this guy is not working on the right areas of his game in training, and he's 6'4" and he can't win a header. He hasn't got the strength to hold up the ball, and he hasn't got the technical ability to be a top striker, unfortunately. I think I've seen enough now. I was wary of him at the start of last season. I know guys were saying that I'll be more patient. I've seen enough now. I think that Championship is his level or bottom half of the table. Let him go Villa. I'm done with him. I'm done with him, personally.
Stelios, I was gonna
Championship,
say, I can accept your opinions, Stelios. I think you went just a bit too far when you say championship. I think he's a good striker, very good tested. I know, Stelios, what you're trying to say. I do feel definitely on Havertz is down to the manager. The guy's playing him out wide. Why did he not watch him in Germany?
Indeed. Don't get me wrong. Havertz has to take some blame, because when I've seen him play, he's got, like I said, he's got that almost Ozil energy, like where he's jogging.
I'm glad you said it, bro. I don't say that word. That was a swear word to me,
like,
man.
Literally, like that whole, I don't know if it's meant to be some sort of German swag, but I need to see you put in energy, and Nacy made a great point when he said energy levels. Like 2 or 3 players with energy can really change a team, and I think that's the reason why I think Callum Hudson-Odoi has to come straight back into the team now, because he added that energy in the second half, which is why I think we performed a lot better. Timo Werner, have him up top, play him in his position. He can outpace the majority of centre-backs in the Premier League. Let's start putting in balls in behind. Let's change the way we play. Let's play to his strengths, because his strengths gets you 20, 30 goals a season. So why play him out wide and then have fans angry that he's not scoring goals? I don't think we can put that burden or that expectation on him to score goals when he's playing left wing. I think that's unfair.
I think the problem also with Lampard, he's trying to make everyone happy. That's his problem. Like, he's got this embarrassment of riches, and when they're all fit and whatnot, you get a game here, then you're gonna play here. You're just play the guys who are playing well, and the other guys are just gonna have to fight it out. If they don't have a top club mentality, just get rid of them. At the end of the day, it's a squad game right now. It's not a first 11. It's a squad game. 2020 is a squad game. So I think that's what I see with him. Like, he's just trying to make everyone happy, and it's not going to work in the Premier League.
And I'm telling you, it's going to set us up, because, like, now what? Tammy scored yesterday, even though he had an absolutely terrible game, in my opinion. He scored yesterday, and now what? Does that justify him starting in the next game?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, you're going to say exactly. You're going to say yes. You're going to say yes. But what happens is,
he scored 2 in your last game against West Ham, G.
Look, but this is what I'm saying. But he had a poor game.
But he scored 2 goals in your previous game.
Yes.
He scored yesterday in 2 London derbies. He's performing. Werner has scored no goals. By the way, I'm not saying Werner shouldn't play. I'd still play Werner where he's playing, but I'll play him closer. Personally, I would play him closer to Tammy, and then one of your 3 in centre mid needs to drift out wide a bit more. it could be Kai. That's what I would personally do.
I don't think he's got the intelligence for that, man.
No, but he has. Havertz has got the intelligence.
Yes, he has.
Man.
If you put him in that 3 as an 8 or a box score, so everyone, he has the intelligence to move out left a bit more.
Yeah.
To allow Werner to
Free roaming midfielder. Havertz can definitely do that.
Werner plays closer to Tammy. Personally, that's what I would do. You can't drop Tammy. The guy is the only guy who's getting goals. You cannot now just say, we've got to drop him so Werner plays. Werner knew what he was doing when he came in. By the way, he will come good.
I know he will.
Bang goals.
But have you seen him yet in his best position? That's the thing.
Yeah, first couple games he started up top and then moved out to the wing.
Yeah, first couple games
with the English manager mindset. Oh, he's got pace. Let's put him on the flanks. Yeah, Egan mentality.
He played on the left.
Yeah, let's hang on and let's okay.
A lot for Leipzig, and Werner came from the left a lot. So
yeah, is that? Bro, personally, like I say, like Dan's I think Dan's made the best point with regards to Chelsea, and he's talking from the heart as a Chelsea fan. You can't just, in my opinion, obviously that's your opinion, it's fair enough, I respect that. Goals to me is not enough. You can't disappear for a whole 90 minutes and say he scored the last 2 games, so he has to play. Werner works his socks off. Now, what Dan said about him being played out of position and missing and not getting the goals, you can't blame him. I don't think, to be fair, that's why a lot of fans are blaming him. Because guess what? Even on that wing, Werner is still getting a lot of chances, you know. He's missed some sitters that in the German league, he was just putting them away for fun. Yeah. What I like about Werner is he's not a hider, bro. You see this, even yesterday, he got in some good positions. There was some chance he had where like the ball kind of bobbled. He had a snapshot. For whatever reason, it's just not coming off for him at the moment. But for me, like you said, when I saw Lampard take him off, I was celebrating. I thought, this guy's tapped. Then he didn't bring on Giroud. I was like, okay, yeah, he's super tapped. I disagree with what Shabbat have said about Giroud being their best goal-scoring outlet. Maybe yes, at the current moment because of the games where he's come on and he's banging the headers. But I would tell you, as an Arsenal fan, if Giroud is your best striking outlet, and I'm a big Giroud fan, that's a problem. Giroud's a good striker, but he's not the level that I believe Timo Werner can be. And as Ib said, I think he will come good with time. But
I personally think Werner can play there. Sorry, coach. He played there under Leipzig. He did it with Olsen. He can play coming in. For me, you have to now play him closer to your striker. Don't have him start out so wide.
Too wide, yeah. Fair enough.
18-yard box there, like to the left of it. Don't have him so wide. He's not a natural winger like the Pulisic's and all them lot. He needs to be closer to Tammy to get on the ball and in and around the box to do.
What you're saying, it doesn't matter. I tell you why. Because Tammy Abraham can't bring him into the game.
No, but he can, G.
He can't bring him into the game. Please don't argue with me on that.
Dan, I will argue.
Jahab, you know what it is?
Cannot bring him into the game, bro.
Dan, one sec.
Giroud could bring in Werner happily, G.
Yes, Giroud can, but not Tammy, bro.
Yeah, but Dan, hear what I'm saying. I think the two versions, Shahab, is you've got the analytics and you've got the eye test. The eye test is telling you Werner down the middle is going to be a better long-time success. The stats and analytics are telling you, well, Abraham's scoring, so Abraham's just got to play. So for me, I'm more of an eye test guy anyway. Like me, I'll have Werner down the middle all day long because like Nacy said, he misses chances, but his mentality is the same. His mentality is the same. He just keeps going and going and going. And I would like to see him down the middle with two pacey forwards either side of him. That's what I would like to see.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Werner, Hudson-ODOI and Pulisic, bro. That's what I said.
Long term. Right now, I can't just drop Tammy, bro.
Oh, stop the analytics. Stop the analytics.
Oh, but I'm just now say, Werner ain't banged for how many games now?
Yeah.
Okay, put Tammy on the left to see how much he bangs then.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying, bro?
See what I'm saying?
No pace Abraham. Gee, he has to play.
I'm just going to wrap it up quickly. We've spoken quite a while on Chelsea. Two different opinions. Can respect that. And I know Dan is speaking from the heart, and I can always respect that as well. But Chelsea supporters, let us know in the comments below. Let us know on Instagram. Who's right? What should happen? Is Lampard under pressure? And Wolves have just scored. And
come on, Tottenham.
Hey, sorry. Wolves just equalised.
Yeah. But you see what I mean about the league, bro?
Saiss has just scored in the last 5 minutes.
So competitive this year, man. So competitive.
Come on, Spurs, man.
Love that.
This is a good result for Arsenal. We're back in it now.
You see what I mean about Chelsea? Just missed the opportunity. Man. Anyway, sorry about that.
Yes, bro. I hear you, man. Always good to hear from you, Story.
Arsenal are your bogey team, D.
Yeah, it's true. I did say in the group, I said Arsenal's going to give us problems this week. I did say it.
So just going to go on to the last game we want to talk about before we do something very quickly. We're going to go to the early kickoff between Leicester City and Manchester United. It was second against third before the game week started. A late equaliser from Jamie Vardy, or was given an own goal by Tuanzebe by Fantasy Football. I don't know why. We'll come on to you, Coach, Manchester United fan. What do you make of the game? Was it really a second v third clash, and was it the fair result in the end?
Yeah, I think it was a fair result. I don't think either team deserved to win, personally. If Leicester would have won, I would have had no complaints. If United would have won, I had no complaints. Once again, it just goes back to my point. I look at the whole game, and we can all see that United are just too easy to play against. At the end of the day, you're just too easy to get to our back four. I mean, look at the second goal. It's just a calamity of errors. I mean, don't even go to the second goal. Let's go to the first goal. Yeah, obviously, Ollie, he made the right comment where sometimes when you watch Bruno Fernandes, you got to take the rough with the smooth with him. At the end of the day, he takes a lot of risk, but sometimes the easy pass is just out to your left, out to your right. Can't be nutmegging guys in your final third, trying to nutmeg guys, get caught on the ball. Then once Barnes gets the ball, I don't know what McTominay's doing. I don't know where he's shuffling his feet to, but he's on the edge of your area. You need to press the ball. It's not shuffling time. Like, it's shuffling time up the pitch, but when it's next to your box, you need to put pressure on the ball. He doesn't put pressure on the ball, they score. Second goal, just a calamity of low IQ errors. Low IQ errors. You've got the ball that's gone out wide. Fred has left his man to go and double up with Shaw to go and get the ball. Silly move, no IQ. Then our wonderful world-class player, Pogba, is pointing to where the problem is. So instead of him being a team player to go to the problem, because he's not marking anyone, he's pointing to other players to go to that player. That's another calamitous error. Then they get the ball, they cross it in. It's only Vardy in there with like 3 other defenders. Like Maguire, Tuanzebe, and I think Bailly's in there as well. You're all flat-footed. Like, these are just the basic things. But once again, the ball gets into our box and our final third too easy. We score 2 goals. Fantastic. But then we concede. And what did I say, Shahab, last week when Kev's going about that? Oh, Rashford, he will tell you that Rashford is a defender. Rare. You see what I said? When the United fans were saying they don't trust our back four, you see what happened against Leicester? You see what Rashford did? Point blank header. Point blank. You couldn't, I mean, Fernandes can't give it to you more point blank than that. You've missed the whole target. Schmeichel ain't even made a save. Then you're through on goal. Yes, you've hit the target and whatnot, but we all know you was going to smash it. No finesse about you. No, can I dink it over the goalkeeper or something? It's just a smash. And this just shows me just low IQ.
It's a brilliant save, though.
Yeah, come on, man. But we know when Rashford's in like that, you know what Rashford's going to do. For me, you know what Rashford's going to do. Martial, maybe a bit different, but with Rashford, you know what he's going to do. That header is unexcusable. You can't miss those headers. I see guys online talking about, oh, yeah, as the ball's coming across, he probably thinks he scored before he's... No, Rashford is not a striker that can be thinking he scored before he scored. He's not one of them guys for me. So, for me, yes, we made mistakes defensively, as usual, but we also made mistakes up front. We had chances to win the game, and we didn't bury the game. And against a Leicester team, like Vardy's always up front, all he needs is one chance, and that's what he had. He had the one chance, he got in the box, and he took it, because he's a lethal striker in the Premier League. But my bottom line is we're too easy to play against. Until we sort that out, there's no point of us scoring 2 goals and whatnot if we can't keep it tight at the back.
I agree with you, Coach, when you're saying, like, as you said, those 2 chances for Rashford. They were definitely the reason why he didn't win, in my opinion. There was a tight game and a couple of half chances for Leicester as well. So what you said last week came into effect this week. So I'll give you that. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a really good game. As I was saying, it was second v third at the time. Obviously, I know Everton have gone second. But it's always a difficult game. But I don't want to draw you out, Coach, because you tried to draw me out last week. But I'm going to ask you something, yeah? Victor Lindelof went off injured. So tell me now, with a straight face, that you don't want 5 subs.
No. Come on, man. Victor Lind, whoever it is, I don't care. None of these big clubs can complain. They can't complain. They cannot complain. And I would just speak for United, yeah? You speak for Liverpool, I'm speak for United, yeah? I told United fans before, bin the Europa. As soon as we beat Leicester the last day of the season, we've already got Champions League. Why are we going deep into the Europa Cup? Play the kids, get Rashford and them lot 4 weeks rest, so we're ready to go back into the Premier League. But guys were saying, oh yeah, let's do the Europa run. Let's go to the final and this, that. And what happened? We ended up coming short in the semi-final. Then we're getting a short rest, and then we're back into the Premier League. So I don't want to hear no excuses about now you want to be bailed out with 5 subs. You're not going to get bailed out. You deal with the same thing everyone else has got to deal with. And you've got a bigger squad. No excuses.
I know United have got a large squad like Chelsea's as well. But ultimately, this is an unprecedented season, okay? It's not a normal type of season. Like you said, no preseason. You go in straight away. So many games, thick and fast. You're playing 3 games in 6 days. All of our clubs, even the guys in the Europa League as well. It's just too much. And obviously, you played late on the Wednesday night. Obviously, it's no one else's fault because you're in the League Cup. And then you play 12:30 again. And ultimately, Lindelof is out. Who knows how long he'll be out? I heard apparently 6 weeks.
Well, that's up to him. That could have happened anytime. I'm just saying, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. That's my slogan. At the end of the day, we all knew what the turnaround was going to be. There's no excuses for no club. There's no excuses. We knew it was going to be 3 subs. There's no excuse. You can't ask for the Premier League to start. Now you want the lower teams to see the bigger teams change half their team in 90 minutes so they can just freshen up, so they can just avoid injuries. You've got a bigger squad. Deal with it.
That's what it is, bro, Coach.
Deal with it, though. You've got a bigger squad. Deal with it.
It's not about advantage. Like, when Klopp dug out Chris Wilder, he had injuries all of a sudden, right? He made 3 subs and he couldn't bring on Billy Sharp, whoever it was. And then all of a sudden, Everton score. And ultimately, an extra substitution because of these injuries could have impacted him in that same way. So if someone's going to say to me that the lower clubs are going to have less of an advantage because the bigger clubs are going to hire one, I can't be having that. It's just the player welfare. So when I heard Klopp say that, when I've heard Ole Gunnar Solskjaer say that, when I've heard Lampard say
Don't listen to Ole. Don't listen to Ole.
No, hey, George, hold on, because you're saying, hold on, George. Let me question, because you're saying deal with it. You've got a bigger squad. Fam, in a game of 90 minutes, you have 3 subs that you can bring on. So whether you have a bigger squad or not, I don't get it. They are saying in a game, as you've seen, we've seen some unprecedented injuries, right? It would be nice because you're giving us extra fixtures, which mathematically means that there's an increase in probability of more injuries. Can we please just have 2 extra subs like the rest of Europe have, like Bayern Munich have, like Real Madrid have, like Barcelona, like all of the other PSG, the big clubs in Europe are all doing in their league. We're the only ones, England, we always have to be special. Let's drive on the left-hand side of the road. Let's do this. Like, come on, why can't we just... This is my point,
Shahab, so this is how I go back at Nacy.
I don't get it. It's a simple question. You're saying deal with it.
Nacy's talking. Listen, Nacy's talking like. Listen, Nacy is talking like there's a different organization that tells these teams you have to come back on the 12th of September. No, you do not. So George, this is what happened.
But you said just explain that to you in 90 minutes. Please, you said deal with it. Just explain how they deal with it. 90 minutes.
I say deal with it. I say deal with it.
You deal with a broken leg on the pitch.
No, ankle and all that. I'm saying deal with it because the Premier League teams arranged with the broadcasters that they're going to start again on the 12th of September. No one forced them to do that. They could have started in October. But if you start in October, you lose your money for September. It all comes down to money. And it's those clubs. That's why Jurgen Klopp looked like an idiot in his interview when he's complaining to the presenter that, you guys are the ones that put us at 12:30. He's like, no, it was your CEO. That's not us. It's your clubs. You are the ones that agree to these kickoffs and whatnot. It's not us. Don't come now and complain about you put us at 12:30 and this and 5 subs. Deal with it. Man up and deal with it. If you don't have the squad.
I hear what you're saying about the 12:30 kickoff and you can't get rid of it. Oh, that's a big chance they miss balls. Anyways, but at that time, Klopp was just moaning because he had to play the Champions League on the Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. He had to then be forced to play that 12:30.
You agreed to it, Shahab. You agreed to it.
I know. Trust me, I know. All I'm saying is at the time he's saying, just think about it for 1 second. Man City and Manchester United or whatever, or Chelsea, they played on the Tuesday. Could you not have put that team to play in the 12:30? No. So when Solskjaer said that time when you beat Everton and then you played whatever game it was during that midweek, the players were set up to fail. He couldn't be more correct, bro.
Solskjaer can't even control his own dressing room. Don't listen to Ole Solskjaer. Yeah, he can't even control his own dressing room. So I don't want to hear nothing Ollie's got to say at the end of the day. What I'm saying is that people are talking like you were forced to start. You knew what fixtures you were going to get before the season came out, and you decided to start on the 12th of September. Why did you agree to that date, knowing you were only going to have 3 subs, by the way? You knowing you was going to have only 3 subs, yeah? You agreed to that date. You agreed to no preseason because of money. That's what I'm trying to say. So
have you got facts to suggest that they knew that they were going to allow 3 subs? Because I don't care about what they're doing. Because hang on, because Klopp isn't sitting down with BT and organising the fixtures. That's not Klopp.
Okay, so that's why the presenter
is can we have extra subs? Whether it's the CEO, BT, and that, I think the managers have a right to vent their anger at that. Okay, if you're saying what you're saying is channel it at the right people, if that's what you're saying, I understand that. That's cool. But whether you can't now say Klopp knew this, because I don't know if they knew that. I need to see a fact on that. What I know is every country is having 5 subs. We're not doing it. And we're seeing a lot of injuries. That's all in the game. I think it's fair to have 2 extra subs to manage the game better. It's not just whether you're top or bottom, because the bottom teams are still going to get the 5 subs as well. It doesn't make sense. We've seen it happen with the bottom teams too. Everyone's getting injuries.
But that's what
I don't see why it has to be such a big debate.
So obviously the 5 subs went to a vote, for the whole Premier League, and it got voted down. So why are these clubs voting it down if they're so concerned about injuries? You explain that to me.
Yeah, true. It was the bottom clubs. Yeah, true.
It was the bottom clubs that said no.
Yeah,
and they're getting injuries
14 versus 6. Exactly. And then that's what I'm saying. Chris Wilder now came out after.
But this is what I'm saying.
But you should have done that before.
What I'm saying, they're still not coming out. The Wilders and all these other managers, they're not coming out saying we need the 5 subs now because it's affecting us. 14 clubs said no. Why are 14 clubs saying no if they feel it's that serious, or we've had a short turnaround, or there's going to be increase of injuries? Why would they turn it down if it's there for them? You explain that one to me.
I'll just wrap it up. I'm not sure
because there's 6 teams, 14 small teams, bro.
No, I'm saying that why did 14 teams say no 5 subs? Can you explain that to me?
Because they were trying to play a game. They thought, it's giving the top 6 an advantage, which is ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to wrap it up quickly because we've got one more thing to talk about. So what I'm going to do is either on the TeamTalkTV's Instagram page or my one, I'm going to put out a vote. 3 subs or 5 subs. And then I'm going to
say 5 though.
No.
Come on now. They're going to say 5, Sharp. Come on, man. No one's going to say 3 subs.
I'm just going to put it out there, or you can put it in the comments and let me know. So quickly, we're going to wrap this up. It was on the agenda today. I've got 4 young players here. And it's start, sub, and sell. And it's right wing.
I like this.
Yeah. So 2 of them will have to be on the bench. Yeah. Sorry, you're on mute.
2 on the bench, sorry. 2 on the bench.
On the bench, yeah. So 4 of them. So 1 start, 1 sub, and then 1 sell. We've got Mason Greenwood, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. And this is the right wing position.
Okay. Are we going off recent form or just them as a player?
Let's go overall.
Overall. Cool.
And you're saying right wing.
Right wing.
And
why you have to do it to right wing though?
It's on the agenda, not
just a forward, left or right, it don't matter.
If it's right wing, I'm selling Foden, bro. if it's down the middle.
Well, we could just
no. Wings.
Or we could just compare them as the player that they are.
Yeah. Let's do that instead.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go first. I'll go Saka start, sub Greenwood, and sadly I'll probably sell Foden and Hudson-Odoi. But I think they're 2 very good players. Next one. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'm not doing all this stuff, so I'll do the ranking because this debate came once again because of a comment I made in the group. I made a comment, that okay, which is shocking to some people, that I think as an overall natural footballer, because I saw something on Twitter, which I didn't even know was a comparison, I made a comment that as an overall natural footballer, Odoi is better than Saka, and the whole group jumped on me as usual.
Thank you very much.
Started stamping on my head. No, don't thank me, George, because you're inconsistent, bro. Because you only do the eye test with the players you like. I do the eye test, bro. I do it consistently. I don't back my own players just because they're Arsenal. But anyway, that's why this debate started. But just to participate, I've got to start. If we're talking about overall natural football, which is how I rank it, Yeah, so start Odoi, obviously sub Saka, and yeah, whatever the other two. Who's it? Greenwood and Foden. Greenwood's last for me, just because of his age. That's it. And he's a striker. Like I don't think he's a winger. Whereas the other three are a bit more versatile. I think Greenwood's just a strike. Like he's a number 9 for me. I don't see him as a winger.
Okay. Any of you three want to say next?
On Ibs, you go.
No, you go, Dan. Go on.
All right, cool. All right, if we're just doing overall in terms of position, I'm going to start Foden.
Okay.
I will have Hudson-Odoi sub,
Another 2 years.
followed by Saka, and then selling Greenwood.
So because of the agenda of the question we've had, that means Saka and Greenwood would be sold on the question.
Well, so look, do you know what? Arsenal fans are going to get onto me, yeah? Like, I know they are. You lot like Saka, I get it, yeah? But for me, I don't see nothing special about him. I think he's intelligent. He's intelligent.
He's good, man. He's
a good player, brother. He's a good player, but I don't think he's a special player. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to go on to be a special player. I think he's.
You know what? I get why you'd say that, and that's what the keyword piece. People listen to the words he said. They said there's nothing special about him. I can get why. I disagree. I like Saka, but I could get why, as a Chelsea fan, you'd say there's nothing special about him. He's been the best of a crap bunch. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. The bunch is so crap that he stood out. Like, but yeah, I think there's a special player in there. He's a great player. I just think natural footballing ability. There's some players that when they got the ball, they just make it look effortless. And from what I've seen, I'm happy to be wrong in the future. From what I've seen with the naked eye, Hudson has just got it. He's got that X factor. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ibs, I saw you not happy with that one.
No, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Personally, mine would be start Foden.
Okay.
Coach, you can drop your head.
Foden is a baller, man. Foden. I don't know why.
I'm not saying he's not a baller, though, but you've seen this. We've seen this brother before.
Let me go. I know that might surprise me. You see there, by the way. Foden would start for me because I think he's naturally he's the best of a good bunch of players out there. Personally, then I'd have Saka a sub.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing the other two get sold. But if I had to put in rank, Greenwood's bottom for me.
Literally.
Out of the 4.
I think Greenwood is really good striker.
But I think Greenwood as a finisher is top quality, but he needs to just
add more to his game.
His IQ's poor, man. His IQ's poor.
I think he just needs to iron out the rest of his game and he'll be a top quality player. But that would be mine.
Who threw Greenwood into the? This is Samuel's. What was Greenwood doing on this list?
Come on, man. Greenwood, bro. Greenwood's one of the up-and-coming guys, man.
I'll tell you why it's bad, because Greenwood ain't even a top bunch of. I can name plenty of youngsters who will get ahead of Greenwood. But anyway, that's my 4. Go on.
Yeah, cool. No problem. Coach, you going to wrap this up then?
Yeah, I'm definitely starting Callum Hudson-Odoi, 100%. Natural ability, what Nacy said, is just... I keep telling people that, yes, he hasn't been on form recently, especially his Achilles injuries killed him.
But are you biased in that there's a personal thing there?
No. You know why?
That's why people ain't going to rate your thing, though. But you know people ain't going to respect your answer, though.
Let me tell you why I'm not biased. Let me tell you, because I've got to explain my reason, isn't it? Why? I've said it before, and I even said this wild statement before. He is naturally more talented than Jadon Sancho. I've said it before, and I see it when they played together against England, when one of them was on either wing and whatnot. Callum was the one impressing for me. In that game. Like Callum is very naturally gifted for me. So
yeah, let me just say on the record there, I don't know about that one. That's just me.
I said, right now, Sancho is the hot property right now. But if we're just looking at them player for player, I've seen both of them play and whatnot. And naturally, ability wise, I think Callum's got more of a ceiling for me personally. But anyway, I'll start him. I'll sub Saka and bin off the other 2.
Okay, no problem. Greenwood and Foden were the other 2 that you would have been off.
Foden gets him. It's mad.
Yeah, well, listen, Ibs, we're all entitled to
been off them guys.
I've
seen Phil Foden before. His name's Jack Wilshere. I've seen all this stuff before.
No, I'm not having it.
I've seen it.
Ibs, get it clear though. With Saka, you know I've been rating him. Have I not?
No,
I'm just cool. I know how people like to twist the narrative, and then now every time Saka scores, everyone's gonna cover. Let's see, ha. Yeah, you don't rate him.
For me, I personally think the reason why I have Saka so highly for me is because he's come through, yes, a bad bunch, but the kid hasn't stopped growing and he hasn't stopped producing. He's feeling,
Oh, please, man. Please, bro. Saka, listen, I'm sorry.
Wait.
Okay, land, because I've got a...
We now switch that to Callum, and where everyone's at, he's ceiling. But for me, he's not lighting up the Prem, and people will say, "Oh, but he's injuries." He had injuries, but he's still not commanding spot. So
Foden's lighting up the Prem.
So Chelsea went out and bought more wingers.
But Foden's lighting up the Prem.
Foden's in a brilliant team, and he still shines, bro.
Oh, come on.
Boys, we're just gonna wrap. We're just gonna listen. It's all.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Because me and Ibs can go back and forth all day about this.
We got five.
I like being me. I'm just lonesome. I'm the lone wolf. I love it. I absolutely enjoy it.
Bro, I will tell you now, Saka is a hard worker. That's it. He works
that's
hard,
disrespect.
Man.
That's disrespect. No, that's disrespect.
He works hard. And
that's
he's versatile.
disrespect.
He works hard and he's versatile. Let's just see in the same energy.
Lee Campbell's a hard worker, Chief. Phil Babb was a hard worker, bro. Bolo Zenden, bro. You know them guys there? Like,
what do you say, Bolo Zenden?
Listen, one thing I'll tell you, Ibs, like I said in the group, and you're not one of them, but you know our Arsenal fans. Watch when Saka has a dip in form, G. Just watch. You already know he's gonna get that Iwobi treatment quickly. Just watch when it happens.
But he's not a hard worker. Vladimir Smith was a hard worker, bro. He's not a hard worker.
Vladimir Smith as Bolos and then two top 7
years. But they were hard workers, bro. Hard workers. That's not Saka. Saka is a brilliant kid anyway. Anyway, wrap up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Of course, 5 different opinions on the show. Obviously, we were talking about LFC against West Brom, Arsenal, Chelsea. A long talk with Dan about Chelsea, which was great. Leicester against Manchester United. The injuries, the substitution debate, and obviously all of this as well. It's the end of 2020, so this will be the last podcast for 2020. And boy, it's been a tough year for everyone, of course. We hope that your families and everything are keeping safe and well. And we'd like to wish you guys a happy new year for 2021. More content on the way, man. And by force, man, we hope this year is going to be a good one. And yeah, boys, great to have you. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. Shahab LFC. Put that in the description. I'll tell Simon to do it because I am on there quite a lot. And yeah, big up you boys. Thanks for coming on the show. And we'll be back next week.
Last one.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Have a good New Year, man.